Mr. T.I., who I would have thought should have learned his lesson from jumping on me when I was running earlier, because that it got him in a fight with someone else that opened up the whole series of allegations that he has in front of him. So he should learn to stay out of politics.
Yo, I'm surprised Shorty gave it up like that. So, and hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. But yeah, I'm surprised she gave it up. I guess she just out of politics or whatever, uh, or whatnot. But yeah, I remember when I first, when we first talked this story, and I was like, yo, man, I think this shit has something to do with politics, because, for a while, Ti was like really glued to Keisha Lance Bottoms. She was like the mayor for the last few years. She did the whole hip hop campaign. She had the Monica, JD, Jeezy, but it was mainly Killer Mike and T.I., and for a while, Killer Mike and him was on some real political stuff, Killer Mike especially with the Bernie Sanders stuff and, stuff like that. I haven't been following him that close lately, but T.I., of course, had to stop all of that because of these allegations. And he gave it up. He told it, and he speaks on it in the video. He dealt with that pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because that pressure was applied. I mean, he took the heat for that. He didn't, Tiny didn't really take no slack for that, really. Everybody was talking about him. Now, as far as these girls, Felicia hooked up with the Sabrina chick that, Tiny used to be associated with, and they started bringing all these girls out that they dealt with. And, they started saying all of the stuff. Like, these girls had kept these stories private for years, at least, on a local level. And then all of a sudden, all at one time, they just Bill Cosby T.I. It was like, yo, this came out of nowhere, like left field. Nowhere. But, it's like, do you believe in the story or not? That's up to you. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff I could see, because I've heard things about them, but then again, some of these girls say some wild shit. Like, one of them said she put he put his whole foot up her pussy. Like, I don't buy that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they had to say what they had to say to gloss it up. Hollywood, make it look vulgar and as bad as possible. And they somewhat achieved that. But this was definitely a hit on T.I. because of Lance Bottoms and his connection with her. And the fact that this shows you how people could get blackballed, and this woman was bold enough to even put it out there. It's like, damn. Now, as far as her running for mayor and taking strip clubs out of Atlanta, that's like taking casinos out of Vegas. That shit just ain't gonna work. People come to Atlanta, they want to hit the booty clubs and, eat wings and shit like that. You can't take that away from them. And then she didn't even congratulate the guy who won. I forgot his name. Anthony something. Didn't even say nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? She just like, you know what? Fuck you, T.I. Stay out of politics, nigga. Because for a while, he was in that politics shit heavy. He was Martin Luther T.I. He was on his Al Sharpton. He was out there. He was at everything. You know what I mean? He was going to restaurants, demanding justice. He was at every rally, he was everywhere. Killer Mike was too. So like I say, that was the connection, because Lance Bottoms had that, like, she really was that mayor that embraced that hip hop culture in Atlanta. It was like, the hip hop Marvel Avengers and shit down there. But yeah, this lady, she wasn't having it, but she lost. Which is no surprise, because once she said that, I was like, nah, she ain't getting those people vote. The black people down there that actually do vote, they ain't about to fuck with that. Nah. But yeah, this is crazy. T.I. got a little something on his hands, but let me know what y'all think about this. I'm out here.
The first thing, get up, just get up. So I did. And the first thing I see is TMZ and Miss Felicia Moore saying that that me and Isaac Hayes III cost her the election due to misinformation, right? First thing, how can she totally negate all, like, everything that happened outside of, okay, if you're saying you didn't really plan to shut down the strip clubs, whatever. That's old news, ma'am. It's over. It's over. It's over with, man. Whether you want to shut down strip clubs, studios, hookah bars, whatever it is, ma'am, what you did was you lost sight of one thing. This culture, the creatives in this city, we run this town. We do. And we need someone and the citizens of a city make the decisions of who should lead that city. All right. Now, I got a chance to watch the video. And another thing that was interesting. Another thing that was interesting was she say that celebrities shouldn't even be involved in politics. That sounds eerily similar to, hey, how you doing?
Hey, good morning.
All right, top of the top to you. Y'all almost finished?
Yes,
Oh.
I'm finished today's clip and trying the best.
Okay. All right, I'll check on you in a minute. Anyway, another thing so that sounds eerily similar to when people said to LeBron to shut up and dribble. Right? You see, it's that very energy, it's the spirit of that, the tone of that is the reason why you aren't fit to sit in the seat of the mayor of Atlanta. You don't understand. You don't understand. You dig? We run this town. All of the business that comes to this city, all of the people who decide to move to this city, the tourism dollars, all of that comes from our culture. We were here first. Anyone who doesn't acknowledge that or who can't hold that in high regard is not fit to sit in the seat of the mayor of Atlanta. Now, I wish her the best, and I hope she finds a position that she's better suited for, but it was not this. It simply was not. You were out of touch. You do not understand. You can't come into a city that was built by a host of creatives and say that, and expect to run that city and don't think that these creatives will get involved. Ma'am, you're intelligent enough to know better than that, ma'am. Another thing that was interesting about her video that's on TMZ.com. You can go get it. It ain't nothing that I'm making up, just to make sure that my facts are correct this time. At the end of your video, what you said was, T.I. should have learned his lesson about interfering in politics, because earlier this year, he said something about me and my plans to, I'm going to say shut the studio down, because that's what I see it as, to shut the studio down. After I posted that, he got into a back and forth with someone else, and that's what caused all of his allegations that he's facing. Now, you see, I knew that all that bullshit happened because y'all didn't want me to be involved in this particular election. And it almost worked. Because after it was over with, I said I was done, bro. I said, man, I'm done. I ain't even want to get involved. You know what I mean? And if you notice, I didn't get involved until the very end. But, ma'am, exactly what were fake, false allegations supposed to teach me, ma'am? When y'all lied on me, I didn't call TMZ and go crying about it. I rode my ride out. I took mine. I carried my weight. Cause that's what I do. You know what I mean? I didn't go nowhere and say, look at what they doing to me. Come on, bruh. But I just want y'all to see that because I knew, I wasn't armed with the information that I needed. But I'm going to tell you something. When I made that post, I reposted what Isaac Hayes posted about her, the legislation that would have made people get permits to have studios. I posted that and with a message in my caption that says, the creatives run this town and you got to consider us and you need to respect that we run this town. After I posted that message, or after I made that post, the very next day, that woman who is a clear supporter of Felicia Moore, all through the campaign, even before she announced that she was running, clear supporter of Felicia Moore, that's when she came out the very next day with all that bullshit. And if Felicia Moore had nothing to do with it, how would she know about it? If she had nothing to do with it, if it wasn't on her radar, why would she mention it in her own video? So now is she suggesting, oh, we're going to do it again? So if any out the blue allegations just happen to come up now. So this is, I'm a chess player, ma'am. I'm a chess player, ma'am. I ain't, I'm not into, just talking for no reason. I ain't into that. I think what would have been what would have been the thing to do of integrity was to get on there and congratulate Andre Dickens on a well-ran campaign, because he really was, he got out there and got to the people more than you. He dealt with and addressed the concerns of the people in the streets. He knocked on doors. You did not show up to the only debate that was in Southwest Atlanta, which showed that you only care about the north side of town. You think people are so dumb and blind that they can't see through this rhetoric? It's easy to just say it was because of the strip club. That's easy. But what about the fact that you served on city council for 24 years and not one of your fellow council members supported you? Not one, bruh. In 24 years? So, but I do wish the best for her, and I hope she finds a position somewhere that she's better suited for. But this ain't it. But I just really found the end of that video very, very interesting.